Yeah, tell yourself whatever you feel like. True. True. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Nice. What color? And it's just fooling your face. Get fucked. Looks like that drug's having side effects. Ooh, nice. I'm not Kogami. Nice. I really like how they do that. Okay, last episode. No, not last episode. It was the last episode. I don't even remember. Holy shit! It just kind of all blended together now. The episode where Akane found out where they gave her grand's ear. I was thinking because I don't know, I haven't edited obviously because I'm doing them kind of back to back. But at least these sets of episodes I am. I was thinking, I was pausing and I was thinking, I was like, the way Koichi was talking, he was saying you all, and I was like, does he mean the collective within Kamui? Da 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 da, or not? But then like a frame later, they showed like Kamui getting on the bike with like several other people, and I was like, he could mean that, but he probably means just like the people that he's with right then. And I just didn't say anything. I just kept it in the back of my head, and this kind of clarifies that like he does see himself as a collective, because even Kamui himself, I believe right before that scene when Koichi was telling him about the I got our assurance, or like our backup plan or whatever, and Kamui was like, you didn't need to do that. He was talking in like a we. He was talking as like a collective type of thing, like as a group to himself, referring to himself, at least like once, or at least you can make the argument that he was. And I was like, and that piqued my interest too, but I just didn't say anything. Yeah, but yeah, this okay. He is a collective, and people do and can see him as a collective as well. It doesn't like hard confirm it for me, but I'm like, it kind of like validates what I was already thinking, and in my head, what I was already kind of seeing him as, not seeing him as, but it was just the idea was coming up, right? Him crying just then made me remember when he was crying when that guy died. That makes sense now. That makes way more sense. Nah, that guy is based. That was never an option. And it's easy because it's Misako. It's not even the sibyl, so she just doesn't matter to me anymore. Like Akane, like I was just so wrapped up in what the fuck was happening. I didn't step back and think. I would imagine if I was watching this on my own, I probably would have came to that conclusion eventually. But But like, yeah, just in the moment, I didn't even think about it. It's like, yeah, this is togane. It's just misako.
僕たちという存在をかけて聞こう。
Mm.
シビラよ。
Mm.
母さんさえいれば。これはとても素晴らしいことなのよ。あなたもいずれ同じ場所に導かれるわ。お別れ。
Oh wow, they're playing it off like, oh fuck, he killed her.
僕だけのものだ。
I have to pause. They're playing it off like an ascension type of thing, like you'll reach nirvana soon type beat. Damn. The way he worded that is kind of weird. I got painted black, not like you did some shit in, like, or like the blackened, but like I got painted black. Kind of, you can assume that by something else, by other people, rather than being like, yeah, I did some shit and I turned into the blackened type beat. I may be reading too deep into that, but that's interesting, like word choice. It may be also like a subtitle issue, but.
担当監視官のサイコパスまで意図的に悪化させ執行する。なぜそんな。
He's a child. This is just, I'm kind of just talking on my ass, but he's a child just throwing a tantrum because he wants his mommy's attention. That, like, is that what this is? Is that what we're doing? I feel like you can maybe make an argument for that depending on where this goes, but it's like, oh, I want you mommy to myself. I'm gonna fucking like, hey, call a counselor. No, fuck you. I want my mommy's attention type beat. And it's like, okay, mommy's here, so then this is the only way that I can even get to her, so fuck it. Okay, but why? In comparison? I was waiting for that. I was like, is he just gonna break his fucking shit off? Like, I was waiting. Yeah. Mm. Wow. Over 300. 325.7. Oh, wearing a holo even now. Didn't even think about that because I had a thought. I had a quick thought. I didn't mention it, but during I believe it was his backstory, where he was saying, I believe his words were, the more my body accepted the different parts of me, or like the more my body accepted the different like organs, or it was something. If I remember, I'll put it up on screen, or if I feel like clipping that shit or whatever. The more like they began to manifest or something, because I believe they said at first he was pretty chill, he was normal, blah blah blah, but over time that's when the shit started to manifest, etc. or whatever, I believe is what they said. And he had scars on his face, and in my head I was like, huh, that's interesting that there are no scars at all. And I was like, maybe they healed over time, or maybe it's like anime shit or whatever, or maybe it's like a stylistic choice or whatever, because it's like, oh, he's a pretty boy, or he's cute. You would probably get way more attention if you were ugly ass motherfucker. Not saying that he's ugly otherwise. I'm just saying, like, damn, that kind of came off really bad. I take that back. My bad, kamui. I take that back. But it's like, yeah, if you got a patchwork face, no Dobby, like, you're gonna grab attention, right? Especially in this type of world. Like, even if you are invisible, you're gonna get some kind of attention. And I feel like, even character wise, now I'm kind of talking like from the hip now. even character wise, it's like that would be kind of weird for kamui, like PR optics wise, like character wise, like from vibe alone. If you look at him as he is now, I'm like, yeah, that's kamui. But if he was like, if he didn't have his holo on, I'd be like, that's kind of weird. I would still accept him for who he is, type B, because that's even under the holo, that's still his character, right? But it's just the way he looks and the way he's presented in the story as like this pretty boy, kind of not aloof, but he's chill, he's calm, he cries, da da da. Like it's a certain portrayal in that I feel that would be lost. Lost, is that the? I don't, not lost, but you know what I mean. Damn, he really be stacking hollows. That's crazy. Or maybe he just swaps them out. Damn. Damn. They fuck my nigga up, bro. And heterochromia. I've been seeing that. Has he always had that? I need to go back and look because I don't remember if he has. I'm mainly thinking about the shipment container one where the drones were taken under control by the people. I'm thinking of that close up when he had the dominators in his eyes. I don't remember if he had heterochromia or not, but you can step forward for change, or at least that's already like kind of a step, I think, because the Sybil made that decision of its own accord. Yeah, at least I assume of its own accord to some extent. I like this ghost shit. Yes, sir. Over 300. Whoa, it had multiple colors in it. Acknowledge all of you. A collective psychopath. They guard any elements that increase our crime coefficient. But it's like we have to really go through all this just for this ounce of change. Like just like the root world, right? You have to go to fucking, like, it really took this long, it took this much to get this one thing that's so fucking simple. At least to be. I ain't gonna say, okay, let me stop. It's not that simple, but it's just like for this little bit of change. To be fair, it makes a big it can or should or could or does make a big reverberating like shockwave going forward, but like all this bullshit just for these two things. Just acknowledge us, bro. Just acknowledge us. That's it. That's all we fucking want, bro. Holy shit. Like, and then it calls into question. Now they're a collective and they're asymptomatic and they're kind of off the norm of like spectrum wise. Not like autism or anything, but I just mean like off the spectrum of like normalicity. Is that a word? Normalicity? Normalcy? Like, but like, is this genuine? Is this just because we've pushed you into the corner? Is that because you're forced? To be fair, they did just make that decision to allow him to off Misako, but even then, right? It's like, is that even genuine, or is that because of the fucking the paradox, right? Is that it, like, is that even genuine, or is that just because you don't want to acknowledge that you're not it? But even then, it's like they still allowed him for him to judge them. So it's like I don't know. But even I don't know. Is like how genuine is it? Is it genuine at all? Is it just because I'm here? Like to be fair, they did make their own choice to collectively decide. So at least the majority of them, or all of them, collectively, I would imagine it's not all of them collectively, but like the majority of them are like, yeah, nah, this shit's probably fucked. Let them judge it. Let them judge us, right? I don't know. It's just fuck. Yeah. Okay. Then we would discard any elements that increase our crime coefficient. You like casting off the bad parts right now Are these the people that kind of disagreed or that have like are like problem children? And they're like, okay, let them judge us. The rest of y'all niggas can go. Fuck off. Imperfection now. You've evolved. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? The one that's talking to us right now. Who the fuck are you? And were you the same brain that talked to Akane that one time? Been updated. 0.
これが答えよ。カムイキリト。あなたを逮捕します。
It's good that he got his answer. Sorry, they got their answer. It's good that they got their answer. I like that. I like that. I like that she allowed them to do that. Wow. Okay, I was like, she didn't blow the fuck up, so I imagine she's okay.
このままじゃいけない。全てあいつが悪いんだ。あいつが。局長の指示で別任務に向かいます。
感じるよ。あれの中にも自分の色を取り戻せて喜んでる者たちがいる。
喜ぶ。
Even of that thing, some of them are.
ドミネーターを渡しなさい。
感じるよ。
As a part of that thing, some of them are happy to have their own color back. Oh, the sibyl. Interesting. From one collective to another. Row recognize row, huh? Is that what's going on right now? From as one collective being to another collective being. No Legion, no Mass Effect. I've never played it. Don't add me. I like that. That's good. I like that. I can tell we're of kin. We're of same, similar, not same, similar, right? Oh, that's even more parallels, kind of. From one collective to another, recognize yourself. That's more onto the parallels I was talking about before.
者たちがいる。
喜ぶ。
君こそなぜシビラにドミネーターを向けない。集合的であるならば。
As a collective entity,
ドミネーターを向ける者もまたその一。
encapsulates the ones who wields the dominator.
別の誰かが向ければ。あれは違う色になるかもしれない。
Wait, hold on. I have to wait. Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. Jesus. Hold on. What does that mean? Wait. Sure. Collective is made up of individuals. Sure. And we move generally as a collective. Because you kind of have to if you want to live together as a whole, as a society.
あれは違う色になるかもしれない。
あなたは。
シビラはもう後戻りできない。いつか本当の裁き手が現れた時、あそこにいるの。
May remain high when a true judge appears someday.
犯罪係数が下がらない。
Kamui, you're so fucking big brain. So is what he's saying basically that because at first the Sibyl was like just above everything. It was like a god. It was like just an outer entity and placing rules and like reality warping or trying to control the people around you. Reality warping, not literally. I'm just using that as like hyperbole. But then Kamui came in. He was like, "Let's judge it. Are you really omnipotent? Bringing in the paradox, etc., etc." Sibyl was like, "Okay, fine, judge me." But then Kamui also, while judging it, it's a he and they, I would say. He wanted to judge himself and then slash themselves because they wanted to see what color they were. And now he's like, I can feel it. Now that I've judged the Sibyl and we know what color they are at this moment in time, we know I can feel that that some of them are happy. And I would imagine now this is me going off it now. This is me talking. I would imagine that it's like as an individual within the collective, you feel happy that you feel a sense of self and that you can still have an internal sense of self while being like, yeah, I'm still a part of something bigger this is us as a bigger entity, but also this is me myself within this bigger complex of bullshit. Um, Similar to I would imagine how they feel or how Kamui feels, being able to see his or their own and or their own color to recognize themselves as individuals internally with like as a collective, and as the individuals understand their own um hues and colors, the collective understands its own hue and color and can judge itself, which is why the sibyl could judge itself at that point because somebody else judged the sibyl. And even though the sibyl cast off the quote bad or negative parts of it that raised their crime coefficient, he's saying that because the sibyl took that step to evolve and because some of them can and do and possibly will from now on, if I'm reading this correctly, possibly will from now on recognize themselves as an individual within the whole of the sibyl, that at any point in time, the symbol can just have a high crime coefficient. And that while now I have judged it, and it has adjusted from my judgment, somebody else can come along at any point in time in the future and judge it again. Because now that they recognize themselves as individuals, it can always taint the collective. You can just taint it, and like you're just a bad apple, and it can like raise it further from that point on. So I think he's saying basically it's like the symbol is an entity now. It has a conscience. It always has. But like you're like it's a person now. It can be corrupted. Because it takes in asymptomatic people, because it does blah 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 blah, you're gonna add more like higher probabilities to the mix to taint yourself. So like it's corruptible now. It can corrupt itself and it can be corrupted over time. I think that's what he's saying. It's like you're immortal now. You're mortal. Now you're susceptible to the sins. Like get fucked. You're done. Can't turn back from this. I think is what he's saying. And interesting because I know Akane talked about that before as well, where she was like, yeah, somebody's gonna come along and judge you for realsies, and it seems like Kamui's on the same like wavelength mind track or whatever. He knows.
まさか最初からそのつもりで執行を常森監視官
Goal from the start is, if I'm reading this correctly, and if my assumptions were correct, basically he was like, spoilers from Madoka Magica. So he was basically like on some, I'm Homura, I'm gonna pull that bitch from godhood, and I'm gonna pull that nigga down from earth type beat. He was like, I'm gonna take you down from your omnipotent position, and now you're immortal. Now you're susceptible to the bullshit like the rest of us type of thing. That was his goal. Cause and if that is the case, is he even more big brain? Was he thinking even further ahead on some like, I can't do this now, no all for one, but I'll pave it forward. I'm gonna start this bullshit, right? I'm gonna start it, and then eventually there's gonna be somebody that paves it forward, and then within that, that's even like that's like parallels to Akane because she said something similar. Kamui of them themselves. Um, um, fuck, there was somebody else pave it forward. Makishima is kind of paving it forward to Kamui because there's been a little bit of parallel between them two, but like no direct bullshit. But depending on like, I kind of wish Kamui had thoughts on Makishima, but depending on if that was released to the public or not, or like how much people know, like that would make sense. But like that would be interesting of what I would like to see what Kamui thinks of Makishima. But there's some like there's even more parallels between the group of people, Kamui, Akane, Makishima. Um, just paving shit forward and just thinking about the future or whatever.
もしかするとその裁き手は今僕の目の前にいるかもしれない。
Mm.
やめて私はあなたじゃない
Yes, you are.
誰彼構わず人の願いを受け入れたりしない
Okay, that's not what I meant.
せめて血を流さない道を選んでいれば
そんな選択肢は存在しないんだ。
That was never an option.
気づいているだろう。常森葵を殺したのはこの俺だと。干からびた老人のくせにしぶとくってな。あーちゃんあーちゃんと呼び続けていたぜ。
Don't take the bait.
別の可能性もある。君も気づいているだろう。君が願う法の精神。もしそれが社会という存在に等しく正義の天秤となるなら。
Not the letter of the law, were given the opportunity to weigh the scales of justice.
いつかその精神こそがあそこに
It may allow that monster to become a real god someday.
変えるかもしれない。
I'm gonna have to go back over that. Rest in peace. Damn. They really didn't need to die. I actually really like kamui. Just for this little, just from these little like few. How the fuck did he not die? Hello? I hate that. And kamui, hello? They exist now, so. Like they're recognized under the system now, right?
常森茜監視官、あなたの提案により私たちの中で議論され続けてきた問題が解決を迎えたのは喜ばしい。
Ah, I see. They've just been discussing it.
処理能力ではまだ社会全体の衆議院
Ah, they can't do it yet.
その日のため今後も社会に貢献し健やかに生きることを推奨します。
Ooh, nice. I like this.
犯罪係数
$8.99. Jesus Christ.
リーサルエリミネーター
Who is this? Maki.
母さん。あなたも俺も結局シビラの奴隷でしたね。
Slaves, huh? And it's interesting that he says that while she, of all people, it's her that's pointing a fucking dominator at his head, at him. Interesting that he says that when her, of all people, is doing that. This bitch that's so dependent, so like just slurping. Just, yeah, teacher, yeah, sensei, to the fucking sibyl. Not even the sibyl, to Misako for a minute, but also the sibyl by kind of by proxy. Because oh yeah, I'm a good girl, I'm a good citizen, right? And he recognizes that. Are they slaves of the sibyl? I would say Maki's more so than them, to be honest. I don't know what they are. I would have to think about it because even like Misako in my head is different from Togane's relationship with the sibyl, which is different from Maki's. Maki is more of a slave than them, I would say. Like would be my like immediate answer, but I would have to think about that more. Maybe depending on like when I edit this shit, I'll have different thoughts on it and I'll put it up. But like slaves of sibyl, huh? She's your new slave, huh? Interesting, cause like my immediate answer, right? Interesting. Ooh, I like that background, that blue, on this like gray black bush. Oh, I really like this. I wish they weren't there so I can screenshot this shit. But it's hilarious that the one thing she says is, I can't keep myself clear unless I do this. So it's not even like I'm doing what's right. I'm doing. Well, obviously she's doing what the sibyl. She's doing it within the sibyl's rule set because she's a fucking suck up, right? But it's like self gratification type beat. It's not you're like you're no akane, right?
シビラを美しく保つためだけに生きて。
私を濁らせる人間なんて消えればいい。
Someone like you who would cloud my psychopath should disappear.
私ここから先へは進みません。秘密は守ります。いえ、全部忘れます。何も知りません。
Pussy.
シビラを信じます。
You don't trust Sybil. You just don't want to take it.
この社会が大好きですから。
I don't know if I even believe that. I don't even know if I believe that.
経験戻ってる。
私は今何色ですか？
Damn, that hit. What color am I now?
綺麗なもんだ。
It's clear as crystal. Is it 0?
執行前に死亡。報告は以上です。
さてと、見送りご苦労さん。
先生のサイコパス。
Damn, said Saiga is dependent on Akane. That's another like parallel type of thing where he was just talking about, oh, we were slaves of we were slaves to the Sibyl, me and mother, his words. And then also Maki is, he in his words also, is the new slave to the Sibyl. But then also it's like the Saiga is dependent on Akane, who is in like direct touchings with the Sibyl as a collective, like literally direct, like in direct connection to the Sibyl. And then I feel like with that scene right there, just like with Kogami, and then Kogami with the old man, Ginoza's dad, it's like it's this whole connection shit where it's kind of like Akane's kind of just taking pieces of everybody. If this keeps going like it does, she's like collecting pieces of different people. Like Kogami, I think, took like a piece of Makishima and like, for better or worse, integrated it into himself, or at the very least became acclimated with like his way of thinking, to the point where he was like, okay, this is probably what he thinks. Akane took after Kogami, and then Kogami and the old man, Ginoza's dad, kind of have a thing with their detective bullshit. I believe, like I said before, Akane kind of took after the old man as well, but in a slightly different way. I think Kogami kind of took after him a little bit too, or maybe had it himself, or had the potential of it within himself to go his own way with it. Had like that detective blood instinct, whatever you want to call it, within him. Maybe he had it within himself from the beginning. Regardless, he took that detective shit a different way. Akane kind of went with it a different way under the law, at least to a certain extent. No, I wouldn't say to a certain extent. Stop, roll that back. Under the law, I feel like she's been more or less doing it. I'm not going into details or anything. So yeah, I feel like she's just been like, so like I feel like by proxy and by interaction with Makishima as well, because of what he did to her friend in front of her. Like, I feel like she, and I want to say we've had scenes where Akane was like, not mimicking Makishima, but like she got into his head, right, into his way of thinking. She's done the same thing with Kamui up until this point as well. Like, I feel like she's like getting pieces of everybody, and she's kind of integrating it into her being. And I feel like it's very, and I'm not gonna say ironic, but it's very apt and like parallel heavy. I feel that, funnily enough, she does it with Kamui. Kamui being the collective, mimicking like it's just, yeah, it's just funny. Like, I don't know if I'm reading too deep into that or what, but yeah, that's interesting. And then Saiga with Togane's talk about being slaves to shit, and like whatever, his dependency talk with Saiga is interesting, especially because Akane, if she keeps going like this, and it depending on where they go with this and how bad they want it to get or whatever, Akane's denial of Kamui saying, like, or at least insinuating, or at the very, very, very least, she took it that way, kind of insinuating that she's similar to Kamui, right? In certain ways, or like, or at least in their time. Nah, I'll take all that back. Sorry, I'm not that. I feel like it's adding on extra like weight to what they said than what it is. I'm sorry. I'll keep it. Sorry, I'll roll that back. They're similar in that they're similar, right? And she kind of denied that. That's interesting because the kamui and the sibyl parallels are already there as well. And even kamui was like, maybe that judge is you. Maybe the perfect judge is you. I believe he said perfect. Maybe the perfect judge is you. Again, I'll put it on screen if I remember to, or if I care to. So it's like, yeah. So now there's parallels with akane, depending on if she took kamui or took something away, not away, took something from kamui, integrated it within herself, like she did with Kogami, and like Kogami did with Makishima, and like how Kogami and Akane did with the old man, Ginoza's fucking dad, like. And now there's a direct line with Kamui, Akane, and the Sibyl. And now Akane, again, like I said, depending on where they want to go with this, she's a quote unquote collective, and she may be like asymptomatic, or she may be a ghost, or she's similar in some way to Kamui, and maybe by proxy Makishima. Like, that's very interesting. I feel like there's something there.
回復の理由は分かってる。依存するのはしょう
The
がない
Independent doesn't quite suit me, and they immediately address it. Damn,
また来ます。
楽しみにしてる
interesting.
よ。
桑島の証言から常森監視官の親族の情報を流したの
Okay, so Maki just got the info to Togane, and the Togane leaked it. Question answered.
で情報を手に入れたか今となってはわからない
残念です。
Keeping fucking secrets.
誰であれ許す
Mm.
同感です。
See, and my prediction kind of is not even wrong. She's kind of fucking her relationship with Yayoi without even knowing it. And then it's like, what was that I thing? Neither will I. What does that mean? Was that like, is pretentious the right word? Was that like some like smug bullshit? Was that genuine? And if that was genuine, how do you view yourself? Or are you just like, oh no, I'm just gonna forget anything, fuck it, whatever? Or is it like I'm gonna forget everything, fuck it, whatever, mixed with the smug bullshit? Like that's kind of what I got. I got the smug kind of weird bullshit with the whole neither will I. I don't think she's actually introspective. I don't think she actually gives a fuck. I think she just wants to forget about it because she's a weak little fucking bitch child. Little fuck, okay? Nigga, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. She's just annoying. She could become annoying as fuck, like the most annoying.
今回の件でシステムに多くの空席が生まれた
Oh wow.
君を迎え入れてはという案が出ている変革を望むなら内側から
In
心の
from inside the Sybil?
そこまで私に興味はないくせに。
That's weird.
挑発？
断る
Like how would that even work? You like do you have to be fully brain in a jar literally, or can you like
フロントはどうだ
plug in like you're doing? And if that is the case, do I have to become cybernetic to do that? Like what does that even look like? What does that mean? It's kind of from the inside on. That's it. What does that mean?
私に興味はないくせに。
Are you trying to provoke me?
断るということかな
今は
For now, yes.
あなたたち自身が廃棄を選択
To
する
oust the system.
一緒に地獄へ行った。
Yeah, I'll go to hell with you, huh?
信号的サイコ
When confront the idea that a group isn't clear despite the clarity of each individual, what does that even mean? Well, like, what would that even entail? I don't. It's like everybody's chill, but the group as a whole is fucked. But everybody individually is clear. What like that just what does that mean? Not like literally what that means. I know what it means, but I'm just saying like what does that entail? Like questions would arise like why are you like this? What does this mean? That's what I mean. Not like what does the statement mean, if that makes sense. That's kind of interesting.
集団その疑心暗鬼が混乱を招きかつてない魔女狩り社会が訪れ
True. True. Yeah, true. Yeah, if this does get instated, it's like you could just be within a group, be chilling. And then you're clear. Like she said, niggas within the group could be clear, but the group as itself as a whole could be like, you're fucked. And then it's like you get caught in a crossfire. True. Yeah, along with what she previously said as well. True.
その
Jesus.
その扉を開いたのは君だ。
選ばなければ実現しない。社会が人の未来を選ぶんじゃないの。
It's not society that determines people's futures. Does kind of to an extent. Okay. Okay. It does kind of. Like, you're probably going to be, even if it doesn't literally directly determine your future, you're going to be very, very, very fucking hyper limited in your choices and what you can and can't do and what's societally acceptable and like whatever, along with like your own like internal bullshit of like, okay, how much can you take from society? Where the fuck was I going with this? Oh yeah, it's like you're my brain just fell out of my fucking head. What I'm trying to say is basically that depending on what time period you're in, depending on where society is at that time, you're going to be very limited in choices. It's like an RP, and I feel like some people don't understand that. It's got to be like an RPG game, right? Depending on what level you're at, depending on how many stats you have, for you niggas that play Persona, I don't know how Persona 5 works, but I play Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden. Well, I played Golden, not Persona 4, not the original, but Golden. Depending on where your stats are, you have limited choices, or you're locked out of some choices, even if the choices show up. Sometimes in society, depending on when you're born in, the choice isn't even fucking there, right? Imagine how much we've advanced societal wise, and how many paths there are now for like women, like so to speak, right? Like there are more paths for them to go into now versus like 100 years ago. I mean, it's like, okay, you fucking a rich nigga or like what? What are your fucking choices, right? So it kind of does determine it. Okay, let me not say it determines it, but it's like you're limited. Like it guides you at least vaguely in certain places. I really liked these last few episodes a lot, actually. Um. Oh, he's on our team now. Okay. Maki needs to get taken care of now. Okay. I'm sick of this shit. Oh, okay. She's in here now. She's probably thinking about kamui. Where the fuck is her headspace at? After all this. Oh, we got after credits. This is Kogami. Oh, she got a new apartment. Nice. New change. Nice. Are you actually smoking? She's not. Nah, she's probably still getting the smell on her still. Maybe to remind her of Kogami. I don't know if she's I'm not gonna put that on her. I'm not gonna put that on her. I'm not gonna put that on her. She's not smoking. She's not smoking. I'm not gonna put that on her. I'm not gonna put that on her. I'm not gonna put that on her. Cause it didn't show it. I feel like it would show it. But I feel like I feel like there's some wiggle room there where it's like I feel like either I'm thinking about it too hard or they could just be like, is she not? Oh, I don't know. Even though we kind of confirmed that she wasn't, it's like she could be. You know, it could be affecting her low key, and that could be a thing where they set up later in the future on some shit. But it also could just be the Kogame familiarity bullshit for like her mental judgment space whenever she imagines Kogami, which, like I said, is that just anime bullshit, for lack of better words, or is that like actual like Kaneki kin? We're gonna go into that. You're fucking kind of off the spectrum, you're kind of crazy, a little bit, type of thing. Hello, hello, hello. Oh shit, I got kind of scared. My shit just dropped out. Okay. Um, what was I saying? Um, yeah, it could just be like a Kogami thing. Yeah, I really like this fucking season. Um, I don't know if it's just me getting into the recording shit more, or if it's just like I actually just really liked it. I think I really did just like it more. Um, to be honest, it was kind of more isolated, but I really liked it. I really liked this, and like towards the end when we actually got Kamui and we actually learned about him, I actually really liked him as well. I was kind of, I'm not gonna say sad to see him go, but I was like, damn, that sucks. That not like just oh damn that sucks, but it was just like a yeah. Sad is I feel like a heavy word. I feel like that carries a lot of context and like weight to it. But it's like I was kind of sad. I was kind of sad to see him go. It kind of sucked. Um, he could have been a very they could have been a very. I'm gonna say he, but I just know when I say he, I'm also in my head addressing them as a collective as well. I'm keeping that in the back of my head. Just so I don't have to keep saying he, they, whatever. Um, but yeah, yeah, he would have been a very good asset to the he just and depending on how big brain he was he's I really like him. I really like him actually. He might be my favorite character, to be honest. He might be my favorite character. um Season was probably better than season one, me thinking back on it. This like and like I said, it's just really these last sets of episodes. It's like 8 or 9 just onward was just like yes 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 to me. um yeah, yeah, I really like kamui. Yeah, this is like yeah, this is probably the best for me. This is probably peak for me. I hesitate to say that, but yeah, fuck, I really like kamui. I really like kamui. His whole thing is really interesting to me, and I really like him as like a concept as well. I don't want to say concept, but I really like him. I really like him. I really like him. I take about the concept thing. I don't know. I just don't feel like saying that right now. I have to digest it first, but yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. 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 Sad to see him go. Rest in peace, bro. Golly.